Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you clicked on this video because today we're diving deep into something fascinating. The subtle, sometimes surprising signs that you might actually be way more attractive than you think. And I don't mean just the surface level kind of pretty, but the kind of magnetic, charming, can't look away type of attractive that goes beyond makeup, outfits, or perfect lighting. You know, the funny thing is, so many women walk around underestimating their own allure. Society has trained us to focus on flaws, to zoom in on the things we don't like about ourselves. Whether it's a little scar, a pimple, or a bad hair day, we've been taught to let those tiny details define our entire self-worth. But the truth is, attractiveness isn't always about being perfect. It's about energy, confidence, and psychology. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Psychologists have studied this topic for years, and they've uncovered some eye-opening facts about what makes a woman truly attractive. Sometimes the signs are so subtle you wouldn't even notice them, but people around you definitely do. Ever noticed how you'll walk into a room and people seem to glance at you, even if you're not trying to grab attention? That little shift in body language when you pass someone by, the moment their posture straightens or they unconsciously fix their appearance, that's not random. That's psychology at work. Your presence makes an impression long before you even say a word. And speaking of words, attractive women often find that conversations with strangers flow easily. You could be waiting in line for coffee, scrolling on your phone, and someone just randomly starts talking to you. You didn't do anything unusual. You weren't fishing for attention, and yet there it is. That's the quiet magic of natural appeal. People are drawn to authentic beauty, especially when it's combined with kindness and self-assuredness. And here's the wild part. Sometimes the signs are so subtle that even you don't believe it's happening. Like when people assume you're already taken, even if you're single. They don't even bother to flirt because your vibe gives off such confidence and self-respect that they believe deep down someone must have already noticed your worth. That's not arrogance. That's an unspoken glow of self-value. And let's talk about social dynamics for a second. Attractive women often notice they trigger strong reactions in others, both good and bad. Some people are instantly warm and friendly, eager to be around you, while others seem distant or even a little cold. Sometimes it's not jealousy, it's intimidation. When your presence shakes someone's self-esteem, they may not even realize why they act that way. But it happens, especially when you carry yourself with quiet confidence. And then there's the conversation shift. Have you ever noticed that when you speak, people tend to pause and really listen? That's another psychological indicator. When someone's perceived as attractive, their words seem to carry more weight. And that's not even conscious. It's just how human brains work. It's a mix of visual and emotional appeal that makes people want to pay attention to you. Now, I want to clear something up. Attractiveness isn't about fitting a narrow beauty standard. In fact, research has shown that symmetry, facial expressions, tone of voice, even the way you carry yourself, all these things play a role. But there's something much deeper at play, and that's emotional intelligence. An attractive woman knows how to connect, empathize, and hold space for people, and that makes her unforgettable. Let me give you an example. Have you ever walked into a place and sensed eyes following you, but not in a creepy way? More like quiet admiration. That's not your imagination playing tricks on you. Psychology says the human brain is wired to notice beauty and charisma instantly, often in less than a second. People might not even realize they've noticed you until their mind starts wondering, who's that? And here's another fun one. When you meet new people, do they often compliment you on things beyond your looks, like your voice, your laugh, or even your vibe? That's a huge sign. When someone's beauty isn't just skin, deep It radiates through every part of their personality, and it leaves an impression that's hard to forget. Now let's talk about another sign that's super subtle but powerful. People tend to open up to you, even strangers. There's something about your presence that feels safe, warm, and inviting. Attractive women often give off an energy that says, "I'm comfortable with myself and you can be too," and people can't help but be drawn to that. You've probably also noticed how people remember small details about you. Even casual acquaintances recall your favorite coffee, or that one thing you mentioned in passing weeks ago. That's not luck. That's how our brains react when someone leaves an emotional impression. Your attractiveness makes you memorable without even trying. And let's not forget about the little things that happen when you least expect them. Like getting service upgrades without asking, people offering help even when you didn't request it, or receiving random compliments at the grocery store or in an elevator. That's the world reflecting your energy back at you. Attractive women also tend to handle silence differently. You're comfortable with quiet moments in conversations, and that makes you even more magnetic. People don't feel pressured around you, which creates a sense of ease, and ironically, that makes them want to be around you even more. Now here's something a lot of people overlook: humor. Women who are seen as highly attractive often have a great sense of humor. Not the forced kind, but the kind that's natural, light-hearted, and full of self-awareness. When you can laugh at yourself, you show confidence and emotional balance, which is incredibly appealing. Another surprising detail is how animals, especially dogs and cats, react to you. Ever notice how they seem to trust you instantly? Animals are highly intuitive, and they pick up on vibes faster than humans do. If pets gravitate toward you without hesitation, it's often a silent confirmation of your warm and approachable energy. And let's not skip over this. People often mirror your behavior, your words, even your expressions. This is called mirroring, and it's something humans do unconsciously when they're drawn to someone. If you've ever noticed people copying your posture or picking up phrases you use often, that's your quiet charm at work. And finally, confidence. True confidence is the foundation of authentic attractiveness. It's not about being loud or overly assertive or flaunting what you've got. It's about self-acceptance, and that creates a natural kind of glow that no beauty product can replicate. Confidence doesn't need validation, and that's the ultimate game changer. So if you've been quietly noticing these little signs in your life, chances are you are way more attractive than you give yourself credit for. And the best part? You didn't have to change a single thing about yourself. You just needed to recognize your own value. So the next time someone's gaze lingers a little longer, the next time a stranger offers you a compliment out of the blue, or when you find people naturally drawn to you without effort, remember this conversation. Because attractive women don't chase, they attract, and often without even realizing it. And before you go, let me remind you, real beauty is about the energy you bring into the world. You could be wearing sweatpants, no makeup, hair in a messy bun, and still turn heads just by being your authentic self. That's the power of inner confidence, kindness, and emotional magnetism. So embrace it, own it, and keep shining. You're already more captivating than you think, and the world is lucky to have you in it. If you found this video uplifting, inspiring, or just plain interesting, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, which of these signs have you noticed in your life? I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And until next time, stay confident, stay kind, and stay breathtakingly, unapologetically you.